you're familiar with my channel, then you probably know that we have an ever-changing number of animals in our house. We've had a steady number for a little while now though, so I thought this would be a good time to introduce you to everyone and give you a little bit of backstory on how they became a part of our family. If you are not familiar with my channel, hi, my name is Allison. Welcome to the Tiny Herd. We talk about everyday pet care for guinea pigs, rabbits, and other small pets. Our current animal count is 13. We have 7 guinea pigs, 3 bunnies, 2 rats, and then we do have a cat. So this might be a little bit long of a video, so we're gonna just jump right in, starting with the guinea pigs and working our way through everyone. We are going to start off talking about Miss Cali Pig. She is my oldest guinea pig and will be turning 7 years old this year in 2022. I originally bought her and her sister Belle from Petco back before I knew you could adopt guinea pigs, and really before I was into the whole guinea pig and pet community. Sadly, Belle did pass away in 2021 at the age of 6, but Cali is still doing really well and she is very healthy. She is one of the original Tiny Herd members since she was actually the very first guinea pig that I picked out since I was probably 11. So when I moved into my first apartment, got out of college, I wanted to get a pet that didn't have to be let out or anything like that, like a dog, so I decided to go with guinea pigs since I had them when I was younger. Cali Pig was the very first guinea pig that started the Tiny Herd. Next up, we are going to talk about Georgie. He is my second oldest guinea pig at 5 years old. He was originally adopted from the Humane Society with his brother Freddie, and sadly, Freddie passed away a couple of years ago. Georgie himself is doing really well though. I don't know anything about his backstory whatsoever. They didn't really have much information on them when I adopted them, but Georgie's been doing really well. He's just a really chill pig and he loves taking naps and he really loves to talk to Jellybean through the bars. So that also brings me to talking about Jellybean. Jellybean and Georgie were a pair at one time. I got Jellybean with the intention of bonding him with Georgie after Freddie passed away. So Jellybean and Georgie were a bonded pair for a while, probably about 6 months, until they recently had a falling out. So they now live side by side. They are both single pigs, but they're both doing really well. Jellybean is going to turn 4 years old this year, and I actually got him from a super sweet boy who was rehoming Jellybean on Facebook in my area because Jellybean's previous friend had passed away. This boy knew that guinea pigs do better in pairs, and he didn't want Jellybean to just be alone, so he was super nice. It was the best situation, and we were able to get Jellybean, and he was so happy that Jellybean was going to a good home. So Jellybean is the funniest little pig. He loves to popcorn. He's just a happy little guy. So I'm really happy that Jelly and Georgie still like to talk to each other through the bars, and they've been doing actually really well alone but next to each other. So that is the whole situation on Jellybean and Georgie. We then have Johnny and June, my pair of Texel guinea pigs. They're also my only pair of male-female bonded guinea pigs. I did adopt them from my local shelter and they were already bonded when I got them. Johnny was already neutered when I adopted them, so I didn't have to worry about that. Like I said, they are Texels, which is my absolute favorite breed of guinea pig. The only reason that I really got them was because I have always wanted Texel guinea pigs. Ever since I got into the guinea pig side of YouTube and I had seen Texels, I knew I wanted some, but I wasn't willing to get them from a breeder. I would rather rescue. So when they showed up at my local shelter as babies, I could not resist. I couldn't help myself. I had to scoop them up. So that is why I adopted Johnny and June. And they are actually going to be 4 years old this year. They are just really sweet pigs and I am super happy to have them, and they're both doing really well after having some previous health issues. Last but not least, we have Mr. Ron and Neville. They are my most recent guinea pig additions. They are probably about 3 to 4 years old, but I honestly really don't know. I don't know a ton about their background other than they were rehomed to someone and then that person rehomed them to me via Facebook. So they've had a couple homes in their rather short little lives. But I ended up with these boys because someone had posted on Facebook that they needed to rehome some guinea pigs, and a couple of my friends tagged me in that post because they knew I already had guinea pigs, and we just really ended up going to get them. They weren't in the best cage setup and they had a couple of health issues, so we decided to bring them into our family, got them taken care of, and got them into a better cage setup. I am super happy that we brought these boys home because they are just the happiest little pigs. They're always popcorning. They think everything is just the greatest thing ever, and they are my only pigs that will lay close to each other. They will lay in the same igloo, they will lay in the same hidey, and it's just really adorable to watch them. So I am so happy that they now have a great home. They can just relax and enjoy their life. So that is the backstory on all 7 of my guinea pigs. Let's go ahead and talk about my 2 male rats now. I do have 2 rats. Their names are Noodle and Ollie. They are about a year old now, probably like a year and a couple of months. I adopted them from my local Humane Society shelter, and really the reason that I got them was to branch out into another type of animal. So if you're familiar with my channel, you might know that I am working on starting my own small animal rescue for animals like guinea pigs, rats, hamsters, the smaller exotic animals like that. So I really would like to have experience caring for different types of animals before I have them come in a rescue setting when there could be health issues and that sort of thing. So when I have the resources and the ability to take in another type of animal, then I like to do so. And in the case of Noodle and Ollie, it just worked out perfectly. I don't really know anything about their story before they were dropped at the shelter, but just from having them for a while now, I don't think they were handled very well in their previous home. I don't know if they were owned by children or what, but Noodle in particular is very timid and very averse to being handled. He doesn't really like human interaction a whole lot unless it is food involved. So I've been working with both of them to really get them confident with us, get them to trust us, and get them to come out of their shells a little bit. Ollie is pretty much a ham. He loves attention. He loves being held and carried around and exploring, where Noodle, like I said, is very timid. He will run and hide as soon as he sees us and has just now, after several months of owning them, willing to come up and take a snack from us and willing to really be out and about while we're around. So I love having them. Rats are so smart and make such great pets. So I am so excited to have them, to continue working with them and hopefully work on some training and even more taming with them. So that is the story on the Ratty Boys. Next up, we have my bunnies. We are going to start with Mike and Andy, my bonded male pair of rabbits. They live pretty much in the guinea pig room, but they are full-time free roam rabbits, so they just spend time wherever they want on the first floor of our house. I have had them since 2018, and they are going to be about 5 years old this year. I did adopt them from my local Humane Society shelter as well. I don't know a ton about their backstory, but I did get a little more on them than I did on some of the guinea pigs. So these bunnies were found kind of just dumped out on like a rural road. I think it was probably a like farm rabbit situation, and they were just found out dumped in the wild with some other rabbits. And they did have ear mites really bad, kind of skinny, so they were rescued and then I was able to adopt them. I did adopt them already bonded, they're already fixed, and they are actually microchipped, which is super nice. They have pretty much taken over our house. Like I said, they are free roam. Mikey is very much a mama's bun. He does not like Pig Dad near as much as he likes me, and we call him Anger Bun because he really just seems angry and unhappy all of the time, even though that's really just how his face looks. Mikey is my rabbit that has a head tilt. If you want to learn more about that, I will have the video I did on his tilt down in the description, but he is perfectly happy and healthy and lives a perfectly normal bunny life. Andy is my Angora Rabbit, which I do not really recommend Angoras as pets because their fur is just a constant battle. But he is such a smart bunny. He is sometimes too smart for his own good. He's really good at getting into things that you don't necessarily want him to be getting into. But both of these boys are very strongly bonded. It's very rare to see just one of them and the other one not be following close behind or be in the same room. So it's really nice to be able to see that they have such a strong bond with each other and they always have something to do, another bunny to talk to, since we are both usually at work most of the week. We do also have a solo bunny. Her name is Mac, which is short for Big Mac, and we actually just got her in the last couple of months in a very not expected rescue situation. So I will link the video down below I did about her rescue story. She actually was rescued from a McDonald's parking lot, which is where she got her name from. A girl in my local area actually was at McDonald's in the morning and saw a bunny trying to take shelter underneath the cars in the drive-thru. So she was able to catch the bunny and then post it on Facebook because she didn't really have anywhere for the bunny to go. A couple people tagged me in that Facebook post and we ended up taking Mac in, mostly because that girl didn't have anywhere to keep it. She had dogs. She really needed it out of her house. We were able to take Mac in. Honestly, at first we were not planning on keeping her, but she has been such a sweet little bunny that we ended up deciding to keep her for ourselves. She is very young, so she is not fixed or anything. I don't know anything else about her backstory other than the McDonald's rescue, of course, so we don't know where she came from. But she is a Harlequin rabbit, so because she is so young, I'm interested to see what she ends up looking like, how her fur pattern turns out, and how big she gets, because sometimes they can get a little bit large. But she is night and day difference from Mike and Andy. She is usually bouncing off the walls, binking, running around, hopping on the couch. She is always hopping up onto something and getting into something, which I think comes because she is so young. She is also mostly free roam, but she lives in our basement and doesn't have any access to any of the other pets just because we didn't know when we first got her whether she was a boy or a girl, if she had any issues or anything like that. And because Mike and Andy are so strongly bonded, I'm not really wanting to risk breaking the bond between them to add Mac into the mix. So what we're planning on doing for now is just leave Mac as a solo bunny because she absolutely loves people. She loves attention and she loves humans. She loves sitting in your lap and being pet and jumping and seeing what you're doing. So she is doing just fine on her own right now. But as we are able to get our rescue started and have some bunnies coming through the rescue, we might try to kind of do some bunny speed dating with her and see if we can find her a friend. For now though, she is doing just fine on her own and gets a ton of attention. So that is the story on Little Miss Mac. So last up we have our cat. His name is Sunny. We call him Sunny Cat. And he is actually an outdoor cat. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of outdoor cats other than like barn cats that are taken care of, but we didn't get a cat on purpose. Sunny actually just kind of showed up in our yard and he doesn't have the best outdoor cat survival instincts. We think he was either dumped or got very lost because we haven't been able to find his owner, but we have been taking care of him for probably like 6 months now. He does have access to our garage to get out of the cold, and we do feed him water and all of that, keep track of what he's doing. He doesn't stray very far from our house now, and we did try to find his owner when he first showed up and we didn't have any luck. So we pretty much have just been taking care of him. Unfortunately, he cannot come inside. One reason being because of all of the other animals, and the second reason being I am severely allergic to cats, so we really just have to make do with keeping him happy and comfortable outside. He's doing really well. He's pretty fat. He's a pretty chonky boy at this point because we want to make sure he was doing well through the winter. He's a good boy. He is very talkative. I don't really know what kind of cat he is. I've been told he is a flame point Siamese cat, but I would be very surprised if he was any type of purebred cat. I think he probably was an accidental kitten or something like that, or got out. I'm not really sure, but there's a lot of free roaming, loose, dumped cats in our town, so I wouldn't be surprised. He's a really sweet boy. He definitely isn't a feral cat by any means. He loves people. He wants to come in our house. He does just fine outside. We take care of him and we keep track of him, and he pretty much just hangs around our house, so don't really have too much story on him, but we do technically have a cat. So that is the story on all 13 of my animals. At this point in my life, I am not really getting animals just because I want them. I am really more focusing on getting the experience and having the resources available to give animals a good home when they are coming from a bad situation or kind of like an emergency rescue situation. So that is my future plans. I'm not really planning on getting any more animals, but it's really going to be dependent on if any animals need me during this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed getting to meet all of the animals that I currently have. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.